In this video, we will take a look at the large insert plate for the router. This one comes with its own router table fence and a tube for connecting the dust extraction, fasteners, reducing rings, and something else that we will see later. It comes with a miter gauge that moves quite well. It has very little play and adjusts the angle quite easily. This plate is about 4 times larger than the red one from the previous video, but it is half the thickness. It has almost the same texture as the other black one from the previous video. The wood slides very well on it. And it feels well finished. And it is also completely solid. Okay, it's true that we already saw this in the previous video, but let's take a better look. I discovered that the holes are misaligned, and the screws don't fit. I realize now while editing the video that the cullet of the palm router is off-center, but if we turn it, then they fit. And the same goes for the other plates, of course. The insert plates only fit in one position. It turns out that the hole spacing at the front is 56 millimeters. And the spacing at the back is 54 millimeters, 2 millimeters less. However, the spacing on the sides is the same on both sides, 45 millimeters. I leave the link to the article on my website with all the measurements. The inner holes are for screwing it to the base of the palm router, and the outer holes are for attaching it to a router lift. The reducing rings are made of black acrylic, and they are attached with very small screws, which I am sure I will lose very soon. Here is a recess, which is for lifting the reducing ring when we unscrew it. It comes with 2 reducing rings, which are protected with paper on both sides. This plate does not have a hole for a starter pin. That is what I like least about it. But it has a hole here. This hole is for inserting the rod to operate a router lift, which is sold separately. What I don't understand is why it is on this side. Here it is covered by the fence. Shouldn't it be there? If I need to adjust the height of the bit without moving the router table fence, I won't be able to, because sometimes we need to route in 2 or 3 passes, and we want to avoid moving the fence. The fence is locked with screws with wing nuts. The bottom part of the screw heads is square so that they fit into the slot and do not turn. It moves quite well, and I suppose that the scales, which are very clear, will help to adjust it. This fits here. It comes with 4 screws to attach it to the palm router. They fit perfectly. It comes with this guard to prevent chips from flying up, but let's not forget to wear protective glasses. Let me loosen this. And it comes with an Allen wrench. It is to loosen these screws. This way we can adjust the opening of the fence, but one of the sides gets stuck a lot. And tightening the screws is quite uncomfortable. The wrench doesn't fit easily, and the screws sometimes also get stuck sideways. Tighten it, and don't touch it again. Okay, I know what you are wondering. Since it is a large plate, Maybe. Could it be that, well, these almost match the holes of the plunge router. But these, look how far apart they are. It had to be checked, and it was checked. Now, this plate has the advantage that being thinner than these, I will need to make the cutout in the board less deep, so it should be easier to make. But we will see that making that cutout has its tricks. Also, there will be more thickness of the board left under the plate. And when I cut the necessary hole to pass the base of the router or the lift system, there will still be quite a bit of support surface left under the plate. Okay, maybe it's enough to leave a recess of a few centimeters all around and cut a bigger hole. In the slot areas, I will have to recess the wood so that the heads of these screws can move. With these router plates, there will be less support surface underneath, and there will also be less thickness of the board underneath. My idea would be to reinforce at least the corners under the board. It doesn't have a hole to install the fence of the router, but this plate comes with its own. We already saw in the previous video that the hole for the lift rod matches the edge of the router base. But the lift system itself holds the palm router, and it is screwed directly to the plate. And with the lift system, this piece is not used. In this support for the palm router, we again have the problem of screws sticking out underneath. The same problem that we found with the plates from the previous video. This screw hits the base and will cause problems. With the lift system, without the base, it wouldn't hit anything. Okay, I will start making a small router table, and I'm thinking I will try with 2 different plates to see how each one works.